Welcome to the Sprinkles of Spirit podcast, where self-love meets faith, and your soul is reminded it's here to flourish. I'm Lisa, your guide to unleashing your full potential through soulful insights and grounded tools. This is your sacred space to heal, grow, and bloom wherever you are planted. I am here to remind you of your inherent worthiness to live an inspired life in your mind, body, and spirit. And may you always carry this sacred truth. You are loved beyond measure. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. It is September. Welcome in. So it's my birthday month, but not just because of that. It is a special month with a lot going on, and it's a rainy day here for me, and I, was blessed with some time. So I have a few things to share with you. So before, I always like to start our time together here with one cycle of breath. So if you will, for me, please softly close your eyes for one moment. Not if you're driving, but you can still breathe with us together here. Taking a moment to get fully present for ourselves, really make this a time to receive. So go ahead and softly close the eyes. Either place your palms right over your heartbeat or rest them face up on your legs. And take a deep inhale through the nose, filling up all the way. And a gentle exhale out of your mouth. Getting completely still and fully present as you allow the next inhalation through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And then slowly open your eyes. Thank you, thank you. Okay, I love the breath. Shout out my Libras. Yes, but before getting into that, I wrote a list. I was like, oh my gosh, so a lot going on for the month of September, my Sprinkles of Spirit tribe here. It's National Yoga Month. So we also have the fall equinox coming on September 22nd. We have International Day of Peace on September 21st. We have a powerful full moon lunar eclipse happening this week, which I will share with you where you can join me for that. And then, September is going to end with a solar new moon eclipse in Virgo. So like the last new moon was in Virgo, and we're going to end in Virgo. Like a lot of powerful energy here in September. And the first thing I want to talk about is, the number 9. It's a number 9 month. And in numerology, if you follow that, if you're open to that, which I'm sure you are if you're listening to me here, 9 is a completion, of a cycle. It's transition energy. And we're moving out of a cycle. So think of like the 9 months that we are in the womb, right? So I really feel like September is it just holds this powerful kind of like this seed is about to break through the ground, before we experience, this full blossoming and really transitional energy, moving away from what is not serving you. And I really do speak to, this phase of life. I have arrived, God willing, in halftime, hopefully. And I recently bought this book, I'll share with you guys, really soaking up the work of Father Richard Rohr. And he's a Franciscan priest, and he's written many books, and he's an author. He is a spiritual teacher, just so open-minded. And I bought his book, Falling Upward, and it really speaks of the two halves of life. And I feel like when we arrive at a certain time of life, it's like you start asking yourself these questions, especially if you're someone out there who it's like been one nonstop hamster wheel of repeated patterns, maybe repeated challenges, repeated experiences. And you finally get to this pivotal point of being done with it, and really asking yourself deeper questions so you can get deeper answers of what brought me here? What am I doing repetitively? What loop am I stuck on in my mind? Because I'm really ready to transform and to elevate my consciousness, elevate the level of self-love I am moving through life with, because every relationship in your life, to me, begins first and foremost with the level of self-love we have for ourselves. It begins here. It begins with us. So I really feel like September is this one big giant opportunity, especially this week, and I'll speak of that. This lunar full moon eclipse happening, it is in the sign of Pisces, and we're going deep here. Pisces is a mutable water sign that is very sensitive and dives, deep. This is spiritual energy. This is psychic energy. This is deeply, deeply intuitive energy. This may be a very emotional week for a lot of us, honestly, because full moons, right? We have that full, big, bright moon. And this eclipse energy really holds a lot of shadow work open to us and helping us, really encouraging us to let go, to surrender and release what is ready to be transformed, what's ready to be purified. And this particular full moon is called the blood moon. And when you think about the blood, right? There we are in the womb for 9 months, and the blood carries life, right? And then we are born and we are transformed and we have this ability to grow. And we're on this journey of life, and there's just a potent energy this week, and I want to share it with you so you can be mindful of how you can work with this energy, is really allow yourself to get quiet, allow yourself to go inward. Of course, I'm going to tell you your meditation and journal practices, are really crucial, but allow this full moon to really shine the light on possibly some of us because you have found yourself on this loop, on this hamster wheel, on, I'm not getting anywhere. My experiences aren't different than my first half of life. Like, what's going on? Really let the full moon shine the light on illusion, avoidance. Where have we been avoiding? What have we been avoiding? What illusions have we been living in? Where are we not looking at the truth? Allow the truth and the clarity to be revealed under this lunar eclipse energy. Not the time for manifest work. I'm going to tell you, not the time for that kind of ritual. It's really a time of clarity, a time of really letting go on the deepest level that you ever have, surrendering old patterns, old relationship patterns, the way we're communicating with the people in our life, possibly the way we're showing up in our relationships, and really tuning into what are those insights that you have, because those gut instinctual feelings. Pisces, you know because you know what's going on. And you know that you have to look in the mirror and take a look at, what part have I played in the unfolding of my life? What part have I played in the unfolding of my relationships? This is what has to be looked at under this. This is what I'm feeling under this really just such a deep personal spiritual energy surrounding this week. So be aware, our water signs are emotional. So they may well be tears that are shed. There may be surprise events that are kind of igniting change in our life. Things are going to look different now, possibly. Some things we might have to accept on a deep level with ourselves, within our relationships, within our lives, and really a time for you to be introspective and allow yourself to have these revelations and this complete clarity, about the part that we've played and how we can accept and begin to step forward into the new energy, right? Into the second half, right? How can we fall upward, away from the old ego-based patterns and interactions and the way we've shared our energy within these relationships or within these situations or within the work that we do? Like, how can we move away from that lower based ego identity, ego-based thinking, ego-based thoughts, release these attachments? My empaths out there, our sensitivity may be really heightened this week. So lots of energy work. I would suggest, protective energy, really cleanse and clear. Allow yourself to maybe, I would say, take a salt bath this week, a sound bath. Walk outside in the sun, feel the sun warm and cleanse you. Of course, meditation work with your spiritual coach, log on here with me, listen to some previous episodes. And I want to invite you to a series that I am doing now on Insight Timer. It is a meditation app. I will put the link in the description. And you can show up live with me live. And these live events are totally free. It's donation-based. But joining a community can be another really powerful way to connect. And I am having a live event on, Thursday? I think it's Thursday. Connecting with, Thursday evening for this full moon. So it's a full moon. I do a meditation. We get really grounded in our energy. And I do a pick a card reading for the group. And it's been really powerful. And it's a great way to kind of allow yourself to receive and allow yourself to possibly hear something that's meant just for you, to gain knowledge, to gain wisdom, and to have the questions to ask yourself. We will have journal prompts. I'd love for you to join me there. So I wanted to come on and just share that with you. to really let this month of September kind of be this kickoff energy for you to fall upward, fall upward. It's time for the phoenix to rise through the ashes. It's time for you to do something different. Because if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling the low vibrational thoughts, discouraged, you're feeling unworthy, not good enough, this is something under this full moon in Pisces to surrender. And we're going to talk more about that on the live. So yeah, highly encourage you to join me there. And allow September to be a month where you turn the page and you take the step in the action of something new. Do something different. Open the new book. Take the new class. Join the new group. What have you always been curious about? Like, let's do it. Go there. Go there. Surround yourself with new people. These are all ways we can begin to transform our lives. Everything really is energy and it's vibration and it's frequency. But we have to look at ourselves first. It all begins with self-love. That's why I'm so passionate about self-love. And there was something else. Hold on. And I shared this calendar, entry on my Instagram, Flourish with Lisa. Follow me there. But the month of September, it says, I love to learn new things. And I take classes or read books to help me understand whatever I'm interested in. The sky's the limit for what I can do. So this month, I look to pursue something I have long dreamed of doing. So check in with yourself. What have you dreamt of doing? And what can you do to kind of like move in that direction? We have to take the step. Remember, like we're co-creating our life. We are co-creating our life, and every single person, has the ability to do something different. We don't have to get stuck on that hamster wheel, and it's never too late. My 1974 babes and women of all ages, let me be an example that we can age gracefully. Your life can transform. It's never too late for a new beginning, a new way of taking care of yourself. And the better you feel, like you just become magnetic, honestly, and things start happening, things start shifting, and you attract the right people, the right opportunities, the right experiences that are meant just for you, for your personal evolution. So I'm going to end with, I got a new card deck. You guys know how I love card decks. This is a powerful one, and I'm going to be using this one on Insight Timer on the Self-Love Sundays for Empaths is a series that I want to invite you to. My empaths, my sensitive souls. This is a series every Sunday on Insight Timer that I'm doing, and we're going to talk about what it means to be an empath, and I'm going to give you all the tools to help you shift away from viewing it, your sensitivity as a weakness, and shift it into viewing it as a gift and a source of strength. And I got this new card deck by Dr. Judith Orloff, and it's the Empaths Empowerment Deck. Love this deck. So I was guided to pick a card here live with you. I was like trying to pick a card prior to hitting record, and it was like, no, pick it when you record. So how can we protect our energy this month, for the month of September? How can we protect our energy? There you have it. Popped out. Ooh. Experience the passion of fire. So it says, reignite your life force by gazing into a cozy fire recharging in the sunlight or lighting a candle. Allow fire to spark your vision and your vitality. So I love that. And I spoke about basking in the sun. Fire equals transformation. And how perfect that we are amidst this transformational energy this week. You know, I really see the phoenix rising. Like, it is your time to transform and to walk through this world as your higher self. You're the highest version of you. The highest version of you. So yeah, I would do definitely light a candle during your meditation. It's called Tratica. It's a candle gazing practice, really powerful that you can do. If you can, sit by the fire. Fire, the element of fire it's very, very powerful to work with meditation, and really symbolizes transformation, shedding the old and welcoming the new. And the vision of this card, the picture on the card is like two palms open with a flame coming up. So it's like the hands are open, releasing the old, let go of it just doesn't work anymore. Let go of that. And I feel like there's deep intuitive energy for all of you who listen to this podcast and follow me. Deeply intuitive energy. And I feel like you already know. You already know what needs to be released, so you can welcome in the new. Really love yourself on the deepest level. So thank you for tuning in. Join me here on the podcast, or I would love to meet you on the live on Insight Timer. Really powerful for the full moon this week on Thursday, and then Love Sundays for Empaths will be scheduled there as well. So until then, have a beautiful week. I'll meet you right back here. Namaste.